Guys, if you have a grill like this and your button isn't working and you have to use one of these stupid lighters whenever you want to fire up your grill, stay with me. I'm going to show you guys how to fix it and get your button and your igniter working once again. Let's get at it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. And for my longtime subscribers, welcome back. All right, today I decided to fire up my grill, and of course my igniter button isn't working. So that's a pain in the butt, and if you guys ever have this problem, you guys know how much of a hassle it actually is. You have to use one of these stupid things. You got to lift up your grill, stick this thing in, and sometimes it can flare up, and I actually hate having to use this. I'd rather fix the button. Turns out it's actually a pretty easy fix. Now listen, if you're like me and you've neglected your grill, a lot of people have, this is a common problem, but it's a relatively easy fix. All right, now listen. If your button isn't working, there are typically only 3 reasons why these things go bad. And here's how we're going to tackle them and check them. The first thing you want to do is you want to check to see if you have a good battery. Yes, this thing uses a battery, usually a AA battery or 2 AA batteries to power the igniter. So the first thing you want to do is we want to check our battery. The next thing we're going to do is going to try and replace our igniter. And if that doesn't work, the last thing we're going to do is replace our button. So let's jump at it. I'll show you exactly where all these things are located so you guys can knock this thing out in 5 or 10 minutes. As usual, I'll leave links in the description to all the stuff that I have here if it applies to you, and I'll leave timestamps as usual. So if you want to jump from place to place in the video, feel free to do so. Now let's get at it and get this grill working again so my wife can get off my back. All right, first things first, let's go ahead and replace our battery. Now what you want to do is you want to look for something that looks like this. A lot of times, if you have an igniter that has the button integrated in the igniter like this, it's right behind the actual button. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and twist this thing. Typically it comes off like this, and you should have a battery inside. Now what you want to do first is replace your battery, put it back in, and put your cover back on, tighten it up, and then go ahead and press your button, see if it works. If it did, good luck, you just fixed it in under 5 minutes. But in my case, it didn't work. So what we're going to do next is we're going to jump to the igniter. Now, if you have a situation like this, your igniter is actually on the other side of this panel right here, and it looks something like this. Here it is right here. So what you want to do next is there's a nut that holds the igniter to here, and it's connected to your button. So what you want to do is hold on to the button on the opposite side and loosen the nut that's holding it in place. So you'll see me here holding on to this. I'll jump around to the button side so you can see what I'm talking about. So here we have the button. So what you want to do is you want to loosen this first, remove your battery. And here's the nut that is holding the igniter in place. You just want to hold the nut and turn a little bit till you get that nut loose, and you just unthread it like that, take it off, and now you can just pull the igniter out. Now what you want to do next is you want to flip around your igniter, and on the back here there's a model number. If you put that model number into Amazon, you'll be able to find a replacement for this. What you want to look for is you want to make sure it has the same amount of leads that your existing one has. Once you have that model number, you got it ordered from Amazon, and you got your new one, you can go ahead and move these jumper pins from here to your new one, and that should be it. I purchased mine. Here it came in a little box. I think it was like 12 bucks. So once you got your new igniter here, mine came in a kit. It actually has a replacement button, and I'll save this just in case later on my button goes bad. It also comes with the wiring as well, and of course it comes with a new igniter, as you can see here. And if you notice, my igniter here matches up with the same as the igniter here, which is exactly what you want. You want to make this thing as easy for yourself as possible. So what you can do is remove the plugs from the old one and connect them to your new one as you remove them in order. Sometimes these things are tight, but if you take your time, you just wiggle them back and forth, you should be able to take them out no problem. Take your time when you're doing this. You don't want to bend or break your leads. Sometimes they're a little tight in there, but if you just wiggle them back and forth and pull on it gently, they should come right off. All right, now that we have all the leads replaced on our igniter, now all we got to do is put it back in. Again, we just need to remove the cover from here, remove the lock nut, slide it back through the hole, tighten the nut back on, thread the nut on and tighten it down nice and snug. Slide in your battery and put the cap back on. And that's it. Now we can go ahead and test out our grill. All right guys, welcome back. Now, we replaced the igniter, we checked our battery, and hopefully that fixed your problem. If not, your button is the last thing that you want. There's usually a nut on the other side of this that's holding it in place. You just loosen that, you can pull your button out. As you can see here, if you did have to swap out your button, the replacement button is the same. It just goes in and there's a nut on the back side of it like this that just threads on, kind of like what was on the igniter to hold your button in place. And it only has 2 leads that you have to disconnect from the back. And that would be the last fix that you'd have to do to get this thing working. Now, if you guys found this helpful, as usual, please give me a thumbs up, like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you feel so inclined to stay tuned for all my DIY content and all the stuff that I'm doing around the house, fixing all kind of random stuff. All right, now for the moment of truth, let's test this out. See if we hear that little clicking sound. There you go. Sounds nice. Actually, let me check if I have any fluid in here. I can turn on my gas and see if the burners light up, making sure that the actual igniter actually lights. All right, let me turn it on, give it a light. Yep, flame is on, I can hear it. Second one lights up, third burner lights up. Perfect. Everything is working now. Shut it back off. All right, so that was an easy fix. 5-10 minutes, you guys can get your grill up and running again, and you can throw away these stupid things. I hate having to use this. I always end up either flaring up the grill or possibly burning myself, and nobody wants that. All right, once again, thank you guys for watching the video, taking the time out of your day, and hopefully this helped and you're able to get your grill up and running. If it did, great. If not, try changing your button. That should do the trick. Thanks again for watching, guys. As always, I appreciate it, and until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video.